A little quick impromptu video here. 480, I get asked occasionally about the power handling capabilities of the 480. They have successfully lived in multiple instances at about 2,500 wheel horsepower. It takes a builder that knows what they're doing to get them there. But I'm going to show ultimately what the limit is this overdrive roller clutch. This is the late style, has a blue insert, it's got the smaller rollers. This is the early style, has the larger rollers, black plastic cage. We prefer the early style. That was supposed to be an improvement. We've seen some issues with it that vary, but we just like the bigger one for a couple different reasons. Another thing, you got, this is a billet overdrive carrier. This is a standard stock one. The billet, when they're putting a cap on, so these splines are billet, and you don't have the problem with occasionally blowing out the splines. We've seen that a few times. It's kind of random. Seems to be at, usually north of 1,500 horsepower, but it's gotten to where anything that's getting up there around 1,500 or more, we like to use the billet overdrive carrier. So the power capacity of the transmission, the input shaft splines into this. So at some point in time, eventually, we're going to have to make a input shaft with a bigger spline on the back, and this is going to have to be bigger spline here. So we're going to lock this in. It went into the overrun clutches, coasting clutches. As you can see, that rotates one way, and when it tries to rotate engine rotation, it's locked. So that's because this roller clutch here, the overdrive roller clutch, is holding all the power. When you manually shift the transmission out of overdrive into first, second, or third, these little clutches come on. There's only 3 of them. They're pretty small, limited capacity, but they keep this thing from overrunning and then locking back when you pedal the car. And so that helps everything live better. And just the fact those clutches are on lends a little capacity to that smallish overdrive roller clutch. So I've always said that, realistically 1,700-1,800 horsepower is about the limit of a 480. And this is the reason. Even with a billet overdrive, even using the early style, some lube modifications we do, 1,700-1,800 is a comfortable number for us. Above that, I think we're going to see some issues over time. But at that point, just about every transmission is a maintenance item, so that's something we can live with. So just an ideal. Ultimately, this is a weak point. Everything behind this is pretty much standard turbo 400 stuff, which these things live at 4,000, 4,500 horsepower with all the right parts. So this being the limiting factor on the 480 at this point in time.